In this video, we are carrying on with our list adapter still. There's so much code in here, but we're almost done. We just need to do a few more things, and one of them is getting the user object. So get the user object. And once again, we're going to need a query, but it's going to be a very small one. So let's just see if I can, I guess I got to get this big one and then just cut it down. Or no, I can get the get username one. That one was much smaller. Just grab this little guy and paste that here, and we can cut this and the reference. Actually, I don't even need this because I have a reference. I have a global reference object, which I forgot about, and I'll just name this query 1 just to, I can call it user query. Sure, user query. And what are we looking for? We're going to be looking in the users node, yes. We're going to be looking for the user ID, yes. But we're not going to be looking for the current user. We're going to be looking for the user on the item. So position get user ID. And so when we find that user, then we can go found user and do our single snapshot. Let's go to the next line though. Single snapshot get value our user class and get the username, and then we can just go holder.user equals our user that we found from the snapshot right here. That's it. I think we are finally ready. Whoops, I used to go there. I think we're finally ready to go into our home fragment, I believe is the one, and start setting up our list. So go into home fragment here and close the pane, and let's create a bunch of, we need some variables here. So private array list of photos, call it m photos, private array list of strings, and that's going to be following private. What else do we need? We need our list view, list view, and we still actually need to, I thought we were going to finish sooner than this on the main feed list adapter, but I still want to add pagination, or like it's so that not all the list view items will be loaded at once, so that if there's, you know, like 1,000 list items, it's not going to load them all at once to the list. It's going to load them as you scroll to the bottom of the list. So it'll load like 10, and then once you get to the bottom of the list, it'll load 10 more, and 10 more, and so on and so on. So I still want to actually add pagination. So we do have a few more lessons that we're going to be going through. So we have the view. Let's go list view. List equals list view. Oops, it's view. View find view ID r.id dot list view. And following equals new array list, and photos equals also new array list. And so now we're going to create a method called getFollowing, and this is going to retrieve a list of all the users, of all the user IDs that this user is following. So getFollowing, we'll call it, and searching for following, and we need a query, so I'm just going to go into our list adapter and grab one. I'm going to grab the get username one, wherever that is. It's the smallest one. Where is it? No, it's in here. Did I just pass it? Get likes string? No. Get username, this one. And paste that in here. And then, like always, just change it to suit our needs. We don't need the context. The node that we're going to be looking in is the following node. And we're going to be looking for, we can just actually do child. So dot child and Firebase auth get instance get current user get user ID, and then we do the query, and what do we find? We're going to be go log d and say found user again, do single snapshot child get string r.string dot field user ID and get value. That will get the value. Yeah, that should do it. Let me just take a quick look at the Firebase console to make sure that's right. So following user ID, and then you look for the value. Yeah, that should be good. So we can minimize that. And so now we can go following, add, then we're going to add that value. So just copy that, paste that into there. I need toString. I think, yeah, so get value toString. Should be good. And then at the end of that, we need to get the photos. So after we get a list of everybody that they're following, we want to get the photos. So we call get following up here. That will get that. And now we're going to create another method called get photos. So private void get photos. And so this method, basically, it's going to be a query. It's going to be a multiple queries that run through a loop. So I'm going to paste that in here. Getting photos, I'll just say. And we need to loop through a bunch of queries, all of the user IDs that this person is following. So I is less than following.size and I plus plus. And then throw that. We don't need to recreate our reference every time. We can just throw the reference up top here. But we will create a new query, and then what we're looking for is we're going to look in the user photos node. So database name, user photos, and let's see, so child, the first child will be following get the user ID, and then the next will be order by child, and we're looking for a user ID, so string field user ID, and then equal to following dot get I, and that will be our loop. And then so inside here we are going to need to get those photos and then add them to our photos list. So I think we've done this in another class. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've done this in like view profile fragment. So we scroll down here. So this loop here is basically what we're after. Well, what's inside this loop anyway. We're getting the photo, getting the comments, getting the likes, and then adding them. So let's copy all that stuff. Go back to home fragment. And so yeah, we create a photo, we get an object map, bleh, and then set all the photo properties, get the comments, set, so photo, set comments, that's right. And then get the likes. No, we don't need to get the likes because in our main feed list adapter we have a method get like string where we get the likes. So we don't need to do that. I think I need to delete that. So we set the comments and then we set the likes. We don't need that. And then we just need to set. So add the photo to our photos list. And we can. Where is that? What is that from? Get photos? Get the photos? Oh, did I? Okay. Anyway, so then down here we need a little bit of logic to handle when we've finally got all of our list items that we were looking for, and we can do that by creating a final variable up here. Final variable count equals I. So final integer count equals I. And then down here we can go if our count is greater than or equal to following dot size -1. That means we've reached the end and we can display our photos. So our last method we're going to make is going to be a method to display the photos. And it's going to be relatively simple. So let's go, let me just make sure, I need to call get photos, and then down here, so this is where our last method is going to go, public void display photos. And so if the photos list is not null, so if photos does not equal null, then we know we have some photos, and we want to sort it, so we can use collections dot sort and pass the list of photos. And so new comparator. And what do we want to, how do we want to sort this? So then we just do return return O2 and then get the date created. So get date created, and we want to compare that to, so compare to O1 dot get date created, and that will sort them in terms of date. And then we want to create our adapter, so m-adapter equals new main feed list adapter, do get activity r dot layout dot main feed list item, and then pass our photos list, and then list view set adapter to the list view. And that is, or oops, set the adapter, yeah, set the adapter to list view. Okay, so we'll display the photos. That's going to be here, display photos. And I think we're good. I'm sure I'm going to run into errors. Something is definitely going to happen, but we're going to run it and we're going to test it. And I got an error, surprise, surprise. And it was because it's saying my database reference is null, which it is because I never instantiated it. So we can just go into our main feed list adapter and go mReference equals Firebase database get instance get reference, and that should take care of that issue. So let's run that again and see what kind of error we get next. And I have another error here. If I click on it, it's saying that the view must not be null, and what it's referring to is this profile image right here. So it's telling me that that is null, and that implies that the ID is incorrect. So if we look here, and it's saying the ID I have is profile image, but if we look at layout main feed list item, the ID is profile photo. So we need to change that to profile photo. That should take care of that issue, and let's see what kind of errors we get next. Okay, didn't crash this time. Didn't crash right away anyway. So here we have, oh, we also need to set the view pager. So currently when it launches, the view pager doesn't get set to the home fragment right away, so that needs to get set. And so far this looks good. Looks good. That's got likes. That looks correct. Let's click on the comments here. Looks like maybe I forgot to attach non-click listener to that. Speech bubble works, but the view, something wrong with the view. The view didn't inflate properly, so we have an issue there. But the main feed appears to be mostly working. So what if I click on, yeah, the comments thread isn't working properly. Let's see what happens when I click on their name. It does take me to their profile. That's good. What if I click on their profile image? Same thing. Still having a back navigation issue here. Notice that it's what's happening is when we click it, it navigates to profile activity, and then profile activity inflates view profile fragment. And when we click back, it navigates back to profile activity, which has nothing there. So that's what we're seeing here. This is profile activity. And if we go back, then it's fine. So it looks like it's mostly working. A couple issues. Let's see if I add a like there. That looks like, oh yeah, see, so we have an issue there. The heart didn't stay liked. What if I go back to the feed? Let's see if the like actually stayed. So if I scroll down, so yeah, the heart is having an issue. Comments thread is having an issue. So we'll need to fix those things. But I think I'm going to stop the video here, and we'll work on those things in the next one because we still have quite a bit to do anyway. I don't want to start debugging this in this video. I don't know how long it's going to take. So I will see you guys in that next video.